Ta-da! What is happening out there in YouTube land, my friends? Yours truly, Rockin' Dave, the real deal. North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. Hope all is well with everyone out there. Just doing a little jam on the old Gibson Les Paul. Plug straight into the Fender Hot Rod George Benson model. Hot Rod Deluxe. Just a little bit of overdrive. Not too much. Nice little tone there. Alright, my friends, what I wanted to talk about in this video, I'm going to try to keep this short, is relocating and music. And I've been seeing some of these videos on YouTube and on, I guess, my YouTube feed, what it's like when you relocate. Now, a lot of these videos are talking about different places. We relocated down here from the Chicagoland area. I grew up in Chicago, in the city, by Wrigley Field, and I lived right down the street from all the blues and jazz clubs that we had back then. And the last place that Deb and I lived in, the last town, was Aurora, Naperville, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. This month, today's March 1st, toward the end of this month, spring break, we came down here to visit and to check things out before we made our move. We moved down here at the end of July 28th of 2017, just before Hurricane Irma. That was something else, let me tell you. But when you're going to relocate, there's a couple of suggestions I highly suggest people do. Especially if you're going to move to Music City or Music Town. You got to remember one thing, my friends. The more popular that place is, the more saturated it's going to be. Far more supply than there is demand. And that is the honest to God's truth. So what you'd want to do, what we did, almost 3 years ago, at the end of this month, we came down here, we visited, and what we did a little research. One of the places we went to was in Sanibel Island, and Deb and I gave one of the ladies that's on the Chamber of Commerce, the committee board in Sanibel Island, one of our CDs, and she loved it. And she says, yeah, you should have no problem getting work down here. And what we did is we also have CDL license, so this is something I want everyone to take in consideration. And the reason why I'm going to tell you this is because what people are not saying on these videos, that it's kind of disappointing, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, but there's a reality. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to secure some sort of a job outside your music, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. We were very fortunate and blessed. We own this place right here, okay? But there's going to be places that you are going to, if you don't have enough money to flat out buy it outright, you have to talk with a realtor, or when you go to rent to a place, you got to talk to the management that's going to rent out that place, and you tell them that you're a musician, especially in a music town that's overly saturated. Chances are the renter is going to think to themselves, okay, am I going to always see my rent money? So you have to take this in consideration. Now, I'm not trying to be discouraging or anything like that. So take this with a grain of salt. If you go to a place and you're securing a regular job that you could forecast out some income, when you go to rent to that place, chances are it's going to go more in your favor than if you just say you're a musician, a full-time musician. If you're a full-time musician, the best thing to do is see if you could pay a few months ahead of time, of rent. This way it's going to look a little bit more legit. Because you got to be prepared for it, my friends. Because what you need to understand is you got to get yourself established in that town. Your work ethics have got to be very, very solid and very, very strong. When we got down here, it was literally less than a week that we started gigging. So, we hit it real hard, very hard. And within that first year, we had over 150 gigs. And when we joined the Chamber of Commerce, the lady at the Chamber of Commerce, she was like, no one, she said she's never seen anyone come down here and hit the music scene as hard as we have. And she was with the Chamber for 25 years. So you got to be extremely proactive. And getting on this subject matter, you know, you have to, there's three things you really need besides, you know, being blessed with the talent, the gift from God. There's three things you do need. You need to have that talent, and you need to be rock solid with that talent. You need to be as good, if not better, than your peers. You really do. That's number one. Number two is you need to be smart. Meaning, the main thing you need to be able to do is forecast out your income and not go on a spending spree. There's far too many musicians that they hit a area and right away they want to buy, spend. And boy, I'm going to tell you, that is a big mistake. If you have the gear that you need to get the job done, wait until you have that extra money before you start buying, because you ain't going to get more than half, nowhere near, not even half of what you paid for this gear. Not till like later on down, I mean like 20 some years, and it hits the vintage market. So you gotta think about that. And number three, you have to have not only a likable personality, but one that is easy to work with, because you are not going to get work if you're very difficult to work with. That is the reality. It's going to be extremely hard. And again, you got to have thick skin and know how to take certain things to come your way, so you know how to play the game. You know, be easy to work with. Don't waste a whole lot of time on just one place. You could go to somewhere else, and then later on do your follow-up calls. This will be in another video that I'll put up. That video will be titled, "Should You Quit Your Job for Full-Time Music?" I'll get into that subject. But for this video right now, you got to be very, very careful before you relocate. You really do. Because once you make that move and you walk away from your place of residence that you probably, you know, lived all your life, where you're knowing, it's not going to be as easy. Because you got to remember, you're the new guy in town or a new girl in town. And yeah, it's exciting. But the fact of the matter is, you're not a native to that town. And there's an old saying, people will take care of their own before they help an outsider. And trust me, they're not going to give up their cush job for you, the newbie in that town. That is not going to happen. You have to be prepared for that. So the best suggestion is to make sure you have other skills that fall into needs. You see, music, as much as I love it and is a huge part of my life, music is a want, it's not a need. Unless you do music therapy, trust me, there's no big need for new music. I mean, in a way there is, but not if people were to stop recording right now, it's going to hurt that sector of the economy, yes. But for the listener, they have plenty of music. So you have to take this in consideration. If you have skills that fall into the needs category, now you'll be able to secure solid income and back up the music with solid income, and you'll be able to sustain your lifestyle, or you'll be able to pay cost of living and things of that nature. You need to do all this research before you leave. Do all the research as much as you can. But one of the most important things to do is think about this. When you go to a new town, if you're not going to buy a house, or you haven't bought the house and you're going to rent, they're going to ask you, what's your income? And if you say you're a musician, and it doesn't matter, like I said, it could be in Music Town, what's going to come to their mind is, this guy or is this girl, do they have solid work? That's the reality, my friends. And they might not rent to you. You've got to think about this. You might be able to, hook up with friends and stay with them for a while. But you got to think of these things before you just jump in head first. Okay, like I said, the next video we'll talk about is, should you quit your job for music full time? That's going to be a good subject to talk about. we say these things because these are the things that Deb and I have actually we've done and we do. So we know about this and we know about those pitfalls. And again, I'm just a little bit disappointed that there are people that put these videos up and it sounds like everybody's winning, and that is not the case, my friends. Let's hear about the times when they lose and how much a duration of time, you know, that they're able to make that money. Chances are they have a spouse that's working full time, and that's the reality. And it's not saying anything bad, but just something to keep in mind. So I hope this video is helpful for anyone who's thinking about leaving their area to go move and then pursue music full time. Do the research, my friend, before you before you leave. And whatever your other skill is other than music, try to secure that, because you're going to need housing. So, anyways, my friends, I hope this video was helpful. I want to thank everyone for your support, all my new subscribers, all my subscribers that's been true and blue. Again, you guys are more than subscribers, you're my friends. So, until our next video, you stay safe, you stay true, rock on, and God bless you, my friends. Thanks for watching.